Hi, my name is Kyle Therese Cranston. I'm a spiritual consultant and psychic medium. This is like the sixth time I've filmed this video. I am struggling with it. I keep getting really passionate and and then I start swearing and I start calling people douchebags. And then anyway, it's been a journey. So I'm going to try to make it short and sweet this time. I'm going to start doing a bunch of midterm and primary and then midterm videos. My friend Karen over at Juniper Vale is going to be doing the same thing. So I don't know when she's going to start, but I'm going to start like tagging her so that you can check out hers too. We're going to do like our own little ones and then see like what we come up with card wise. So, but this one is a Kansas issue. So I'm doing this one first. And I've lived in Kansas for about 8 years. I'm from Chicago originally, and I lived in Massachusetts for 11 years. So if that tells you anything, I'm pretty liberal and I'm proud of that. And I'm proud to be a snowflake. To me, I'm like, that's not an insult. That's not the insult you think it is, babe. Actually, they're very pretty. They're very pretty. Anywho's be. So Kansas right now is trying to be sketch. Once again, this is like the third time they've done something sketchy on the ballot. First time was the Value Them Both campaign, which lost. Woo, woo. I think a lot of women came out of the woodwork for that one and were like, sure, honey, I'm going to go vote. Yes, save them both, value them both. And then was like, hell no, let's buy uterus. And was like, nope. That's what I think happened. But but that was exciting. And then they tried to do something again, or they tried to alter the Constitution. They used this like language that was super confusing, and they're trying to trick people into voting. It was a whole hot mess, but they lost again. So yay. So now what they're trying to do is, so right now Kansas has this, I think we're like the only state with this process. It's the only state with this judicial selection process, and it's controlled by members of the state bar. So what they do is the state bar selects like 3 candidates. Anytime there's an opening on the Supreme Court, they select a candidate. It's like 3 different candidates, and then the governor has to pick one of those candidates. Then after a year, we get to vote on whether or not that person shall be retained. Like if they do a crappy job, we don't like them, we vote them out. If they're doing a good job, then we retain them. If they get retained that first year, then it goes to every 6 years. They get they're up for whether or not they should stay. So what they're trying to do is they're trying to take away that process and let people just vote for whoever should be on the Supreme Court in Kansas. Now that sounds, oh yeah, okay, that sounds on paper, that sounds great. So you're like, oh, I get to vote for who gets to be on there. Yay. But no, because here's the thing. Once they do that, what it's going to do is it's going to give it's going to take away, right now they're picked based on merit. They're picked based on the job they're doing and like how qualified they are and how awesome they are. And if we give this where we can actually vote for them, it's going to really turn these judges into politicians. And then there's they can start getting money from like corporations, and it's just going to become like how corrupt like the Senate and the House is. It's just going to like make things even more corrupt than they already are, which do we really need that at this point? Like, come on, guys. Seriously. It's so corrupt. It's not even funny. And there's corruption on both sides. Like, don't even get me started on Cory Booker. Okay. Like that guy broke my heart. Like, yeah, Mr. Man of God. Ugh, ugh. This is where I have to keep restarting the video because I keep getting mad and going on a tangent. Anyway, so I don't want this to pass. We don't want this to pass because right now these men and women are picked because of like the job they're doing. They're picked by a committee of like, I think it's like 9 different people that pick this committee, so it's not like they're just picked out of thin air. They're picked for like what they're doing and the job they're doing. And then we get to vote whether or not they get to stay. Okay. So that's a good thing. But if we take it away where we actually just vote for them, then they're going to be campaigning. And then it just starts the whole dirty money thing. And that's just no bueno. We don't want that. I'm over that crap. I'm over it. Everybody needs to take a playbook from Bernie Sanders or take a note from Bernie Sanders' playbook and stop letting corporations buy your soul and buy your conscience and vote your conscience, not vote because you promised so-and-so because they gave you like $1 million. It's really sad. It's really sad what's happening in the world right now. So anyway, So I pulled cards on this because it's something that's really bothering me as a woman, because if this passes, then we can get judges in there that might not be so good to women, so, and other people. Basically, we don't want this to happen. So it's voting yes versus no. So I asked the question, the way I phrased it was like, will I be happy with this election? Will it go the way I want it to go? Because since it's kind of a confusing issue, that's how I did it. And I got some really great cards. So I'm very excited. I feel better. I'm excited when I get to go vote on August 4th that I'm going to be part of, trying to stop this from happening. I'm going to be voting no, by the way. But so the first card I got was the Three of Water, and that's about celebrations. And look, it's three. And that makes me think, because this is the third time since I've lived here that Kansas has tried to do something sketch. Look, Kansas powers that be tried to do something sketchy. It's time for being grateful, and it's also a time for like communities and like chosen families. And there's a lot of groups like on Facebook that are for people that are more progressive in Kansas, and we kind of band together. To be honest, I'm in a very red state. I am, yeah, I'm in a very red state. I live in a cool town though. My town, they call it the blue dot. So I feel like we're going to be celebrating that they did not succeed. I also got the Ace of Fire, and the hits I got for this card are awesome. So the Ace of Fire is passion. It's new opportunities. It's passion. It's leaping into action, and um, people are getting really riled up about this. They're very passionate about it. There's a lot of like, I've gotten things on my door like vote no, and like there's commercials, and I've actually seen like people that I didn't think would get riled up about it getting riled up about it. So that makes me very happy. And I'm looking at this tiger, and I feel like this tiger is like all us mama bears and dads and like college kids that are voting, and grandparents that are voting, that are wanting to go out there and make sure that the state stays a fair place for their kids, for our generations to come. And I feel like it's looking out for the younger generations, right? And then I got the Fool, and that's trusting. That's telling me to trust that the universe is going to catch us, that we're protected with that big old amethyst, that we can take a leap of faith. And I'm getting really good vibes with this. And so I guess we'll see. The election is on August 4th. And I actually got this video done like way ahead of time. Usually I'm doing it like the day before or maybe the day of. So this is going to be the first of many, like I said, of different election videos. I'm going to do a lot of like the midterm. I'm probably just good. I don't know if I'm going to do House videos, but I'm going to do probably some governor videos, some governor races, and poll cards for some big midterm elections. And I think I'm going to do Senate and probably governors. We'll see. I'm going to do like the big ones, probably like not everyone, but like the big important ones, like the battlegrounds, things that can flip, that kind of thing. And my friend Karen over at the Juniper Vale, I can't talk today, the Juniper Vale is going to be doing these videos as well. I'm not sure when she's going to start, but so watch out for hers too. They're going to be cool. And she and I are going to kind of do like a comparison of like, I'm going to be like, okay, so I did this one on like Colorado, and see, what did you get? And we'll tag each other, and it'll be super fun. So anyway, thank you for watching. I think I'm going to be celebrating on August 4th. And yeah, so thank you. Yay. Okay. Now I feel like I'm being cheesy. Thanks for watching.